not your land.
Create refugees. Are these guys going to the Palestine rallies? No, they ain't going to that. They're saying that they're driving up the rent prices. They're not going to the socialism rallies, are they? No, they'd be standing here. They're saying they're causing the problems. No, it's them. They're not going to the socialist rallies. They would be standing here with us if they're actually about the problems that they talk about. Exactly. Yeah.
Not migrants raising your rent.
Is that like people?
Nazis, not migrants.
Why are you here today?
I'm here today because I've got a young daughter and she has got no future with the system as it is now. The whole of Parliament that needs dissolving, and we need to have in place people that is going to be with a constitution for Australia. It's got to be run by real people, not puppets that the corporations have put in place. We need to eliminate, that's what we need anyway, we need a proper constitution. That's before we get anything else. We've got to throw America away. We don't want to have anything to do with that submarine thing. You know, that wants scrapping. We don't want to be spending any money on weapons. We need to be part of BRICS, and we need to have his own iron industry, and which we could easily do because we've got iron, we've got coke. We need these sort of plans to build Australia, not the shit that we've got in Parliament now that are just borrowing more money. Oh well, I was part of the Julian Assange thing, so I'm used to seeing people, not as many as this one on the Julian Assange, because frankly nobody gives a shit. But it is nice to see people getting together. But I'm not so sure of this flag waving, because I don't belong to any country. I feel I'm not a compatriot. I don't want any part of any war. You know, the Vietnam was a good reason to show why you shouldn't be in an army, because as far as I'm concerned, soldiers that went to Vietnam, you know, I've been to Vietnam and I've seen what they've done, and there's no wonder the shame of what they've done, and that's why you don't want to be part of this American imperialism.
You know, we've got grandchildren, and our kids, they've got no future. The way we're going, and I believe that's why everybody's here, is that this country has now become upside down. You know, the victims get arrested instead of the criminals. We have a parliament full of criminals and full of corruption. We are $1 trillion in debt, and they, you know, it's just it's horrible. Step down, this is all planned. And I don't know why. Why are they trying to destroy this country? Because this country is on the brink of destruction, and they don't give a flying shit.
The central credit system, which is the social ID, and the other one is also the 15-minute cities. Stop all that.
Yep.
I'm standing for freedom.
Love it.
There you go.
Why we've come is because we want Australia back. We want to be able to afford to buy food. We able to afford to pay our mortgages and rent, and to stop mass immigration. We're not racist. We don't. Yeah, we know it's a multicultural country, and we just need to put reins on it a bit so we can get these homeless people into houses. They can't afford it, and if we don't stick up for the country, who is?
Well, it seems like we've got a lot of people sticking up for the country at the moment. What do you say the mood is of the people that are gathering today?
Couldn't be any more peaceful. There's a Chinese guy right over there selling little flags and that. He's happy as people stand around. He's not getting harassed. No one's calling him racial names or anything. It's not about what colour you are. It's about what country you love.
And what do you think is probably the biggest takeaway that you're hoping that today achieves?
Affordable living, Pretty much is affordable living. We have to really get Albanese out of the government to be able to achieve that. So if he's in there, it's not going to happen.
If you were able to send a message to Albanese in polite ways, what would you say is that he's really missing, and the message that he needs to be hearing today?
He's missing listening to Australian people. He needs to go home and pack his bags and move out of the house and let someone move in there who loves Australia and wants to look after Australians first.
Would they be the characteristics you would want in a leader of Australia?
Of course, yeah. Well, Australia was much better 30, 40 years ago when we were younger to what it is now. I've got no kids, but I've got nieces and nephews. They can't afford houses anymore. Two of them go to work all day just to pay their rent and food.
It is a concern.
I go shopping and get 2 shopping bags and it costs $100.
Yeah, we certainly do have some issues that need to be addressed, absolutely.
$43 million on, machete bins.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry, I didn't realise you were in the video.
Sorry, we're live right now.
Okay, I see my mate and I go, hey man, how you going? Hang on, how Australian?
Hello, Helen, good to see you.
There we go. But I'll say this though, how Australian is that? Honestly, mateship's that important.
Absolutely.
That I interfere with an interview because I see my mate holding the camera, so there we are.
Well, mateship is what it's all about, really,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Not at the heart of the Aussie spirit.
Damn straight, and it doesn't matter what colour our skin is, doesn't matter where the hell we're from. To me, actually, today, it's got... Look, I'm probably a little bit... Well, I don't think I'm different. I think I'm actually with the mainstream here. We're not even here about that subject that everybody's talking about because they want to, turn this into something it's not. This is really, in my eyes, it's very much we're saying to the government, we've had enough. We've actually had enough of the Albanese government, the Australian Labor Party, and the destruction that they're doing to this country. Just up here, when I was actually coming in, there was a sign saying about an Australian cultural walk, right? And okay, it's a nice thing. Obviously, you can have a bit of a wander there and do that. But somebody has scrubbed out the word culture.
Yeah, well.
Now, isn't that kind of just a great sign? And when I say great, certainly not in that sense. It just shows just how much the indoctrination and the damage and the division that this government has actually caused. Because guess what? We all get upset when we can't afford housing, when we can't afford to put food on the table, when we can't afford to look after our kids the way we want to. That's what this is about. It's not about the colour of the skin. It's not about where you come from. It's about we've had enough and we want our country back.
Absolutely, I think that's really well said, and it certainly is the sentiment of what I've been hearing today.
Yep.
What is the mood that you think of the people here today? Because it's definitely the message.
Well, it's been overwhelmingly positive. Everybody I've been stopped many times, and I'm having a chat with everybody as you go. It's been, look, the sentiment is very positive about who we are as a nation and loving Australia. But the overwhelming thing is, no, we've had enough of the fact that exactly all those things I listed before, which are damaging what Australia's about. And I want to throw this little comment out, okay? 50 years ago this year, 50 years ago, we fired the Australian Labor Party as our government, okay?
That's true.
Right? Okay. Now, why did we fire them? Because Gough Whitlam was doing such a poor job that he was destroying this country. We've got a situation right now where Anthony Albanese's looked back 50 years and gone, hey, hold my beer, I can do a better job of ruining this country than you did 50 years ago.
Certainly seems to be doing that. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Needed to have a look at this beautiful wave of flags out here. It's awesome. So thanks for being along here and doing what we should be doing. Fighting for our country, for our rights, and holding a government to account who just is not looking after its people. Any of the media outlets here, 7, 9, 10, who? There are. There's a cameraman here. Is there any news crews here? Let's hope. No, don't boo them. Let's hope they report today that we are proud Australians. There's no racists here. There's people who love their country. So let's hope that these media today see how well behaved, good Aussie middle-class working people are that just want to see great things happen in their country. So I hope to see some good reports on the news tonight. And let's hope our police police force don't do the two-tier system of policing we see in the UK and over in other countries, we hope that any of these protesters that are protesting against our rally, if they do anything wrong, that they jump on top of them and take them away. And I say, if there is any neo-Nazis, anyone that is racist here, then we don't want any of that here. We are proud Australians. We have a love for everybody that is a citizen of this country. Black or white, doesn't matter where you're from. We just love this country. So anyway, let's hope the media do a great job of reporting on what happens today.
We love this country and we love Australia.
So, I love the costume today.
Thank you, I'm Australian from head to toe.
You certainly are.
And I'm proud of it.
Well, if there's ever an extremist that I've seen, you take that cake
I'm
today.
an extremist in a good way.
Yeah,
I'm not some of those other people.
Absolutely in a good way, 100%. Through and
Yep.
through. True blue is what
True
we
blue.
can say, absolutely.
True blue Aussie right here, and I believe we need to make Australia great again because Australia is, I don't know, it's not what it used to be, and we need to stand up for what we believe in.
Absolutely. So what is it that you're hoping we'll achieve today?
I don't really know.
What's your message for today then?
I just believe we need to stand up for what we believe in as the silent majority, and honestly we just need to stand up for what we believe in and tell Australia, the politicians, the people, everyone how much we love Australia and how we don't want it to go away.
What are your biggest concerns that you're seeing is happening in our country at the moment?
Well, it's hard to say. Housing is hard. Mass immigration it's getting worse and worse. I believe we're getting 1,500 new immigrants every day in a time where you struggle to get a rental house, and that needs to stop. Single parents, everyone, people just trying to get by are struggling harder and harder every day.
So if you had a message to Albanese today, what would it be?
I think we need to make Australia great again, and I believe Australia is the greatest country on this earth.
Well done, thank you.
This is my home, this is my country, and well, at the moment we have a lot of issues, and then the government federal government just didn't do anything. Yeah, Mr. Albanese, that's what he did.
Thanks for being here today, I appreciate that, it's good to see you, and yes, I agree completely.
Because we wanted to welcome you to Australia, united as one, because that's what we are. We're Aussies. Okay, guys. Thank you, Melita.
Why don't you get pissed off, fellas?
Let's have a little bit of a chat about migration, shall we? I picked the 2017-18 financial year. Our net migration was 237,000. I picked this year because it was a bit of a normal year. It was a bit of a benchmark for me. 237,000 net migrants to Australia. That was 2018. Okay? Now obviously our net migrants, some people leave Australia, some people come to Australia. Our net migration is the difference. Let's jump forward to February 2024. February only, our net migration, 105,000. And the government at that time promised to slow it down.
What they do? They also promised to stop ramping at the hospital.
In February this year, 12 months later, our net migration was 111,740. That's higher, right? And our annual figure that ended in February 25 was 438,000. Double what it was in 17-18. We are here today to say we've had enough. Our government promised to build 1.2 million homes in 5 years. There are about 20,000 homes behind so far. PMH Hospital closed in 2018 with 220 beds. the new hospital was only built with 290 beds. Yet we are letting in 400,000 new people a year. This is simple supply and demand. I have no problem with migrants, and most of you don't have problem with migrants here. We are not anti-immigration. We are anti-too much immigration. We love multicultural Australia and everything that it stands for. What we don't love is government policy that is putting a simple supply and demand issue on our system. Our justice system, our housing, our infrastructure, our hospitals and our schools are all being flooded because of poor government policy. And I've had enough. Please wave your flag with pride. Please march in peace. Please turn to the left and turn to the right and meet your neighbours and say thank you, brother. Thank you for being Australian. I'd like to introduce a man who knows all about how to rise above the face of diversity, in the face of diversity. This man removed himself from his home at the age of 9 and became a ward of the state. From there, he was moved through the foster system and ended up heavily into the drug scene, where he spent time as a dealer, addict and criminal. In true Aussie style, he has risen above this, turned his life around and devoted his life to helping others do the same. Peter houses over 150 people at a time. He puts them through a gruelling rehab program that is unique as it is effective. He does this with kindness in his heart and a driving passion to make a change. Please welcome Peter Lyndon Jones.
Bloody great to see a lot of fellas and ladies here. Firstly, I'd just like to say that this rally is not, and I repeat again, it's not about immigration, it's about mass migration. We're proud to be a multicultural nation, but what's happening today is not immigration as we know it, and it's uncontrollable flood, and it's tearing the very fabric of our nation. Our government's not listening to the voices of Australians, and we are saying enough is enough. We are saying enough is enough, and we must put a stop to mass migration. We must pause immigration, if not at the very least, drastically limit it until Australia can catch up. Right now, Australian values are eroding. Our taxes are being used to fund accommodation and benefits for people who bring no value at all in any way, shape or form to Australia. And this is just not right, it's not okay. The average Australian is now paying two-thirds of their income in rent. You picture a single mum with 2 kids, she pays rent and then has to somehow find money for her kids. She has to not just find money for her kids, but for food, utilities, school fees, petrol. She's drowning while all house prices soar beyond $1 million. Then there's no rentals left and families are being pushed to the curb. It's happened overseas now and it's happening here, and the dream of owning your own home is eroding. Our hospitals are bursting at the seams, and instead of fixing this, our government wastes billions and billions of dollars on vanity projects like racetracks. Taxes keep climbing while the everyday Aussie, we suffer. The government is not empowering us, they're controlling us. The Labor, where we are today, compared to 10 years ago, our nation is sliding downhill and downhill fast. If we don't act now, as Australians, we'll end up broken like other nations across Europe and across the globe. Let me be clear that I love Australia, but mass immigration is not okay. 450,000 plus. 450,000 plus a year and growing. I will not be silenced by the loud minority. I am not a racist, I am not anti-Palestine, I am not anti-Jew, I am not anti-Nazi. but I am an Australian who loves this country and believes that we must hit the pause before it's too late. I'm sick of the media trying to push their agenda and silence the majority when it's the minority always get their voices heard. Well, not today. We need time to stabilise our economy, to fix the housing crisis and get our homeless off the streets. We need real solutions like limiting, for example, how many houses a person can buy. If they want to buy a fourth or a fifth one, build one. Look at Victoria. Ethnic groups are waving their flags while burning ours. This is not Australia. This is not what our fathers and mothers built. And we have a weak and fearful government that listens to the minority while ignoring the majority. Let me close with this. It is not okay to burn the Australian flag. This flag is more than a fact. It's sacrifice, it's Anzac, it's unity, it's pride, and every Australian who has bled and sweat and worked to make this land what it is today. When they burn it, they spit on us all. My fellow Australians, I call everybody to come together as one and to speak up, to call this country home, and it is time now to stand, and not as a racist, not as a radical, not as an immigration protester, but as Australians for our families, homes and for our future.
And what do you think of the rally so far? What's been the overall mood of today?
This rally is good. It means people of all of the Australian is waking up of what is going on in this lovely country.
Excellent. And you've obviously come to Australia, and what would you like to see come out of today, and what would you like to see as the future of Australia now that you are here?
I would like to see that the future of Australian all equal opportunity, but different outcome. It's the best for all of us. And what I like to see is Australia is at the moment is the most best country in the world.
I would agree with you on that. Thank you very much. What brings you here today?
I just want to
be a part of it.
Yeah, be a part of it. Have a stand up for Australia because it's not going in the right direction, and we're going to turn into the UK. That's where we're heading.
Yeah, that's your concern?
Yes.
So what's the biggest struggle that you are having, particularly of your age? Like, you guys are coming through. What is it that you're seeing for your future?
Yeah, it's not good because it's buying a house is just impossible, And I've got a son, 1-year-old son. There's no hope for him of buying a house the way everything's going, owning a home. And everything's just, they're trying to destroy the actual Australian culture so they can just control everyone. And I don't like the way it's going.
So if you had a bit of a message to send to Albanese, what would that be?
Resign, mate. We don't like you. You're ruining this country, and he's lied about everything he said he was going to do. You can't trust him.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you here for today at Perth?
I'm just tired of seeing people staying in their cars down at the beach every day. Literally, there's 10, 20, 30 cars parked at night with people sleeping in their cars. And it's just because of the mass migration program this government's got going. They need to cut it back. They need to stop it until Aussies can afford their homes.
So that's really interesting. I detect an accent there.
That's
so
right.
You're obviously not born and bred here in
I was
Australia.
not. No.
So yet you are asking for immigration to be reduced.
Absolutely.
So what is the concern of the current levels of immigration that you have being migrated here to Australia yourself?
Well, Prime Minister and the government should put Australians first, And I've been here 12 years now, But it wasn't like that when I arrived. You know, Australians were sleeping in their cars, but they are now. So it's just common sense. You need to put your countrymen first. It doesn't matter which country you are. You know, if Australians are in distress because they don't have enough houses, because houses are unaffordable at this point in time, they need to put them first. It's just the bottom line.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
All right.
Lovely.
Can I have a word on that question?
Absolutely. How are we today?
How are we today?
Enjoying the day so far?
Yep.
What has the mood been of the crowd
Good.
today?
Seems okay so far.
Yep.
The question you asked about your major concern is that Australians recognise that immigrants have played a huge part in our past and they've helped build the country. But the difference is back then, immigrants were made to come over here and accept our way of life. They actually came over here for a better life and they integrated and assimilated. The ones that they're bringing in by the millions now have no interest in assimilating. They want us to change to accommodate them, and I think that's what the main issue is with a heap of people here.
I'm American.
You're
I
American?
come here as a child. I'm still an American citizen.
Yes.
But I've assimilated.
So what does assimilation mean to you as an American?
Act like Australian laws, agree, to Australian rules. I went to high school here, everything.
Yep, okay, very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so you've
I got
definitely
beat up a
gone
lot at high school because I talk funny. Now I don't talk funny.
Now the trick is shutting him up.
Yeah, he's my mate, he knows.
Very good. So what do you think would be some of the takeaways that you're hoping will be achieved today?
The main thing,
Immigration.
Yeah.
Seriously, my rent's gone up friggin' 3 times.
Yep.
I can't afford it. If it goes up again in October, which I think it's going to, we can't afford it.
Absolutely.
I'm a pensioner, I can't afford it.
Yeah, absolutely.
My biggest hope is that the numbers are going to be big enough for the government to actually start taking notice of us for a change.
So if you had a message for Albanese, what would that be?
We don't, apart from that, we don't have time.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Pleasure. All right, well, thanks for being here today, guys. Enjoy your day.
I wasn't going to come today because it's hyper political. It's too polarizing. However, people need to come and represent themselves and speak their thoughts. And I guess my thoughts are, they consisted about, they've got 55,000 people a month being imported into Australia year on year. It's like around 650,000 people a fucking year. Sorry for swearing. But that's just, it's bogging our, infrastructure. We've got toll roads. We've got 125 different taxes in Australia. 10 of them actually, make up the majority of how our government finances itself. So we're a capitalist society, allegedly. We're a socialist democracy. But the issue is the people who are making all the bread, I guess, getting taxed into the ground. Like, so if you spend your entire life paying for your house, paying for your taxes, as you do, as a good citizen, then you want to be represented. We're not represented anymore.
How would you like to be represented? What does representation from our government mean to you?
Well, it means like even-handed policy. It means even-handed justice, and I don't think there's even-handed policy or even-handed justice. I think people are treated unfairly, and I'm not speaking from a white Australian stance. I'm speaking from an entire multi-generational Australian stance. Like, who's going to fight for this country if they're taxed into the ground and they can't actually afford to live here? Why would they defend it? So the only reason I believe that Australia hasn't been invaded is because no one can afford to live here.
It is certainly getting a lot harder with increased costs. Absolutely, it is a huge pain point, I think, across all generations and all of the demographics at the moment. So we've got a lot of things that are happening with immigration that you've touched on. What is it that you would like to see happen with immigration, and is multicultural working?
No. To be honest, the real reason I'm here, what galvanised me and what probably makes me racist or extremist these days is I took my kids to back to where I grew up, and I grew up in the tough area in Thornley, and I took them to Canning Vale, and my daughter was sexually assaulted by Afro-Arab, and the Aussie woman who was the manager of that swimming facility defended him and said, well, it's okay because he's autistic, and I looked at his dad, and his dad didn't care either. And so, you know, culturally, you can put it down to, well, that's okay because they're Islamic, but my wife is actually Muslim, so let's just put all that aside.
So it's not really about anything to do with race or creed or colour, it's more about justice and respect across all.
We're importing quantity, not quality. And look, the entire reason I order Uber Comfort is just so I don't get into a cab and it stinks like Indian farts. But you know, every time you get into a cab, they're farting non-stop and they don't care.
Well, there's a lot of people who would say that Australians don't want to take up the jobs that some of our migrants are taking up. You know, do you think that there's an element of truth to that? Definitely.
Aussies don't have to, don't feel as though they need to defend a position. So, what I do on site, I work a few different jobs, but one of the best things I do is get into people's minds and galvanise them to actually work hard and feel spirited to actually do honest work and work hard to earn their pay.
No, we pay a lot of money in tax, you know, and to see people come in and just get the red carpet, it's not fair. What the problem is when I see their rallies is when they get the Aussie flag and burn it.
Right.
That really gets up my goat. I'm probably a typical Aussie, should be right, mate. You know what I mean? But once I saw that, I changed my mind. That's what inspired me.
Yeah. Well, it's really great to see. We have a plethora of Aussie flags and a lot of different types of Aussie flags as well. So it's great to see that is definitely being stood up and you know, Australia is running strong, I think.
And can you tell me, 300 odd grand for a bin, a blue bin, to put their machetes in?
Yeah.
What's the go with that? I'm a Sparky, not a bloody boilermaker, but I think 50 grand max.
Yeah.
I think the government's out of tune how
So do you think
things cost.
this government is
they're shocking.
playing fair and running our balancing the books as they should be?
No, can't be.
Do you reckon if we had a little bit of auditing going on?
Somebody's not doing their job to know the price of a bloody box, you know what I mean? Yeah, and what is it, the Governor-General? Why isn't he tapping on Albanese's back saying, hey, look after your people you've sworn to look after?
Very good.
Just something to think about.
It is a lot to think about at the moment.
Because people are struggling.
I'm here to preserve our future, make sure that the future generations are still here to come. I feel like Australians in Australia are being replaced, and it's sad. Everywhere I look, it's just not Australians. People don't have that Australian fight in them anymore. They don't care for it.
So what does Australia then mean for you personally? What does that look like? What does Australia mean for you? When you're talking about we've lost the fight, you know, what is the Australia that you see?
Australia's beautiful beaches, people coming together in peace. We're too diverse right now, and that's not Australia. Everyone's at each other's throats, and the reason why is because there's just too many people coming in fighting each other. I mean, they come over with their own grudges against people, and you see them, they get aggressive with people in the streets. I mean, I've been attacked by people who aren't even Australian themselves. They speak another language and they get angry just for being here. It's sad.
Do you think that we can have migration in a positive manner?
Yes.
What would that look like?
There's many migrants who come to Australia and they take on the Australian culture and they adopt it. I mean, all our friends that we hang out with, they're all immigrants. They're not Australians, but they assimilate. They come to the Australian culture. They say, how are you going, mate? They say, thank you. They say, please. And that's what Australia's about.
So what would you hope today will achieve?
I hope today will achieve the people waking up and realising the government isn't on their side. The government isn't here for them, they're here for money.
So what would you like to see as a result of today?
I don't think with the turnout here we have, I don't think anything is going to be achieved, but it shows that the people are out here and we're supporting what we believe in, but we just need something bigger than this, for something to change. But I would like to see migration change drastically limited. We bring in too many, we can't sustain this amount of people in this country. Everyone's struggling.
Can I ask, what does your future look like to you right now?
my future right now, dark. It's dull. I don't want to see the future. Like, it's just going into, it's just getting worse and worse, harder for people.
It's like the movies that we used to watch, the dystopian films. Everywhere I go, it's just authoritarianism. We have no freedom.
Well, hopefully today you boys will see the spirit of Australia is alive and well, and you are our future. So, let's see what we can do and come together, yeah?
See, people, this isn't part of my speech. I'm talking up there, but I need to say some things here while we're waiting. You know, we don't want to be treated like they are over there. We don't want our grandparents being arrested for posting things up on social media that go against what the government thinks right. Because often the government isn't right, the people are right.
Why they were elected.
Everybody here today, I can see, you love this country and you're not here out of any other reason other than to wave that flag and say that we're sick of a government putting us second. They allow every time we have a crisis in this country, months to pass by without doing anything. But you know what? When a crisis happens in another country, what do you see the next day? There's a commitment for tens of millions of dollars to help them. Well, our own Australian citizens who this government are elected to serve and protect and to provide for, they don't. They leave us to defend for ourselves and find the money needed. Who wants to have the government who's accountable? And that means every election you hold them accountable. The place you hold them accountable is at the voting booth. You have the power. The Constitution gives the people the power in this country. We've just got to make use of it, which we don't. Wave them flags high and proud. Don't let any politician tell you that that's a dirty rag. Don't let them make you feel shamed about being Australian, because if you look at what the media has been reporting from the politicians around this country, they've all been labelling you a bunch of racists. I don't think there's anyone racist here. I think there's a bunch of people out there that just love their country and are sick of being treated second rate. People flooding into the country then when we got in our whole defence force. How is that right? I met people down at an IGA near my house. There was a couple of families there that are living down in tents on the river. They have a job, they have cars, but nowhere to live. Whose fault is that? The government. Mass immigration. We had in Parliament the other day, my colleague Phil Scott brought up that he asked the minister, do you think immigration is a problem in WA and is it contributing to our problems here in our health system, in our house? And you know what he said? No. Does anyone believe that mass immigration to this country is not affecting us in Western Australia? But let's make it clear. Let's not target the people that are coming here through the right channels. People that become citizens of this country, doesn't matter where they're from, that's not their fault. The fault is the government who allows the people to come in. If we start to say, whether it be the colour of the skin or where you're from, they're well within their right to call us racist. But if we say the problem is the government not putting forward numbers into this country that are sustainable, that is the problem. So let's just lull this country. Sorry, I'm trying to keep you as occupied as I can because we're under this. The police don't let us. They've got control over us. We have to wait till 2 o'clock to march. But we're going to do the right thing because we're law-abiding citizens. And speaking on law-abiding citizens, let's talk about the firearms owners in WA. These bunch of people in this state are the most law-abiding people of Western Australia. Yet, our government has been targeting them and labelling them as something they're not. No one here, I'm sure no one in Western Australia wants to see any crazy gun laws, but we don't want to be treated like people that can't have a freedom to do something. There was no problems in this state with firearms. But they make out that it was this crazy. The problem was governments have powers to go out, arrest people, to fine them, and the criminals, not the law-abiding people, but they take the low-hanging fruit and they try to blame it on us, the citizens of this state, as if we're criminals, when they should be putting more police on the streets to find the criminals.
Don't get it wrong.
We are Australian, that's right, but they're trying to make it like you can't be proud to be Australian these days.
Alright guys, we're going to get our next speaker up here because we do have to keep you guys happy until 2 o'clock. Thank you for your patience. If you guys are up the back and you can't hear me, let the brothers behind you know so that they don't run away. I'd like to introduce a man who believes we need some serious change. Lives with his family in Karratha and has seen some drastic negative changes in the last few years. He spends his time by day as a small business owner, and by night he's a Karratha City Council member, spending his time trying to keep the other members honest and honourable. He's a leading voice in trying to support a Royal Commission into COVID, and he wants to ensure we get more police on the ground. I'll let him tell you the rest. Please welcome Councillor Brenton Johansson.
I think we need to get this crowd all revved up. How about we start with a chant? Elbows a wanker! Elbows a wanker! Elbows a wanker! Yeah, I think you're all listening now. I'm glad to be here with everyone today. You know, the media. Oh, that's another thing actually. Who's here still believes the media? Yeah, well, we got that in common. The media have done their best to, you know, smear this ever since the start, since the idea first came out. This march originated from an idea, from something they saw, the burning of the flag. Now that should never happen. No one should burn any Australian flag. This is Australia. Our country is in crisis. Housing collapsing. Hospitals collapsing. Families being crushed by the cost of living. We've got families living in tents trying to raise their children while we're constantly bringing more people into this country. We can't look after the people we have here now, so why are we bringing more in? This isn't about immigration, it's about stopping immigration for a period of time to allow our services to catch up. Elbows a wanker! Elbows a wanker! Gee, that really rings true, doesn't it? Elbows a wanker! Today, I see a crowd of Australians who love their country and want better for it. If you love Australia and your heart is here, you're welcome. So today we march, not for ourselves, but for our families, for our neighbours, and for our future generations to come, the kids that will adopt this country that is left to them. Now, the only acknowledgement that, you know, Albo should be saying is when he gets up and speaks, the true acknowledgement that Albo should be acknowledging that he's letting happen in this country is he should be saying that we acknowledge the future owners of this trailer, China, because that's the way it's going. We need to look after Australian people that are here now. We need to put laws in place that Australian property should be sold to Australians only. We shouldn't allow... We shouldn't be allowing foreign investment. We are crippling our children's futures of being able to get into the property market. Whether you're here in the city or standing in your local community, your voice counts. Together, we are heard. Together, Australia stands. Now, everyone knows the old saying, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I want to hear Australians, so we're going to go Australia first. Australia first, Australia first. So when I say Australia, you say? Australia! 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 Thank you. And if there's no one else to speak, I can go on, because I could rabbit on about shit that's happening in councils across the WA for ages. The council elections, the nomination period is open at the moment. It opened on Friday last week and it closes on Thursday, and I'm telling you, there is too much of the left-wing side of the politics getting into local councils. So find people in your community, find someone that's got a bit of exposure, find someone that's a good person in your community and get them to register for council nomination before Thursday next week. Because we need more people standing in there that are willing to question what the government's doing, because even at local level, like we've got cities like Geraldton, they've currently just voted through building housing with ratepayers' funds to build housing for the state government. So that's another burden on Aussie mums and dads that pay rates. Our rates are going up every year, and a lot of people only get upset when it's that one time a year when you get the bill. But you need to hold, as Rod said earlier, you need to hold government accountable, not just when it's time to vote people in. You need to hold government accountable all through the year. Attend your local meetings, like some of those meetings that are happening over East at the moment, where they were attending the meetings because council wanted to start fining people for how many cars they had on their own properties and stuff. People need to pay attention to what's happening to I'll end with elbows a wanker.
All right, guys, you know what we're going to do? We can't wait any longer. We've been said, the organiser said, in 5 minutes we're going to start marching. The whole St George's Terrace is full of Australian flags right now. Full of patriotic Aussies that love this country already marching up there. It fills the whole street. So in the next few minutes, we'll start joining them. We'll head up there and we'll make sure that we fly that flag proud.
march as one, united across the nation. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi.
migration, legal migration everyone is welcome. It is the mass immigration which was made legal, but it is illegal. It's happening in each country of the world, part of UN, and it's got to stop. We've got too many West Australians suffering. We want help for our people before we let somebody else in, okay? Legally, we all come from somewhere. There's no problem with migrants. It's this mass immigration we have problems with. So we are protesting today with many West Australian people from all over the world.
Thank you.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Why are you here today?
I've just come along really to see what's going on. I'm pretty astounded by the amount of people that's rocked up today.
What do you think of the mood of the people?
Very jovial, to be honest. Like from what I've seen, there's a lot of people proud to be Australian, a lot of Australian flags, a lot of chanting Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I haven't heard the national anthem yet, but maybe they're going to wait to get in one spot for that.
We might need to have a little look at that.
But no, all in all, like a peaceful protest, which is what I think it should be, and it's one of the last ways Australians have to actually voice their concerns. I think we're going to be silenced pretty soon on social media. They're going to slowly tighten the noose there. And seeing proud, patriotic Australians come together like this with a shared view, I suppose, and a peaceful view at that, is promising to see. We don't want to see violence. We don't want to see division and different people hating each other. We want to see people get together like that and enjoy the moment and let the government see what's going on. Like this will definitely get attention. I can't believe the police presence and the helicopters. It's cool. So,
yeah, it's been quite a bit actually, hasn't it? And,
yeah, but
and
good. Like I'm actually impressed how well they've controlled it. You know, there's a couple of situations down there that they diffuse quickly. They're letting the people march and have their say, which is what's needed.
So what do you think would be a good outcome for today for what people have come here to say?
That the government listens to what's going on. I'd like to think they really start to look at the real problems. There's a lot in there. I think there's a couple of different messages I've seen today. When you really tie it all back though to the real problem, they've broken the money. They've really broken the money. They just print it into oblivion, which is causing the price of houses to go up. It's putting demand on the, you've got extra people coming in too. Along with that, it's like a whole combination of things. They've got all the ingredients in the pot now, and it's just bubbling away, and it's going to soon simmer over. It feels like, unless people can actually collectively come together and they're going to listen and take notice of what the real problem is. So, yeah.
Start of the narrative to come?
From this, I don't know. I think it's too big for them to try and paste some far right message onto it, or try and tack the racism message on the side of it. I've seen plenty of people think it's going to head that way, but I don't see any of that here today. There's just a lot of proud Australians.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yeah. Well, good to see you here,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll get the message across.
Hopefully.
It'd be great. Thanks. Would you like to say a couple of words on Max Freedom Media?
Yes, fantastic turnout today. We weren't put off by the media or Labor calling us racist or calling us hard right or whatever they did. Proud to be Australian today, and we're not against migration. We're against mass migration, and we're pro-Australian, and it's time the hard left-wing Labor government took notice of it.
Very good. Cheers. Last message, a couple of words to Albo particularly?
Albo, listen to Australia. Stop being such a fundamentalist with your poor ideology, because you're bringing Australia down and we're sick to death of it.
I'm marching for the Australian people purely because we've been shafted and our governments are doing nothing about it. So I think we have to try and send a message to the government, and I think we've really achieved that today. I'm so proud of Perth. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So how was that? We've had a lot of propaganda saying that this is an event to be missed because of the potential of it not going well. How do you feel the mood of today has gone?
The mood is absolutely beautiful. It is. I'm so proud. Even though I'm a new Australian, I am very proud to be an Australian. I am so proud. And look, I did a lot of marches and protests during the COVID period. This, is just amazing, the amount of people that have come out in support of the Australian people, and it's so showing and so telling. It's just lovely.
So moving forward, there's been a lot of people who are, concerned about the rate of immigration going on at the moment. Being a new Australian, how does that affect you?
Well, look, my family and I migrated here in 1973, and I love this country. From that point onwards, I've loved Australia, and the opportunities that I had growing up are not available to the young Australians of today, which is just criminal, and I really, really feel for them. And our governments are doing nothing. If anything, they're supporting the minorities, and I think people are waking up to it, and they realise, So yes, definitely, we need to send that message to the government, and I hope they do take notice.
Agreed. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you. Cheers, man. Good to see you again.
I'm here to look after the future of my kids.
What is your concern about their future?
That they're trying to get a house, the cost of living, the opportunities are shrinking. Even my kids are going into university, and overseas students are getting placements ahead of them, even though they're getting top marks at school, even in the medical field, etc. And I just think, got no problem with migration. We've just got to keep it under control, and our country's out of control.
So what would be your message for Albanese after seeing everything today and your experience and your concerns? What would you like to say to Albanese?
I'd say we're in recession anyway. Forget trying to save a recession and actually look after the people in the country now. And yes, we do need some immigration, but it's got to be very well structured and very well organised, and then everyone who comes in assimilate to our country.
Love the shirt. Hello, ladies. Would you like to say a few words on Max Freedom Media?
Yeah. Why not? What are we saying? This is awesome.
Righto. Why are you here today marching in Perth?
Because I'm a proud Australian, and I think things need to change. Absolutely. And it's not about black, red, white, blue, pink, nothing. It's about being an Aussie, being proud and going against our government, and he doesn't really give a shit about us. They're turncoats.
What's your big concern, particularly that you want to voice today?
It's not just one particular concern, it's the fact that our government doesn't give a rat's ass about Australians. Like, we don't have the infrastructure, the hospitals, the housing, nothing.
So they're meant to be representing us in Parliament.
Yeah.
So you would take it they're not doing a crash job?
No. Pauline Hanson is, though, I must say. One nation!
Well, we definitely need to voice of the people.
Yes,
absolutely. Yep. So your message to Albanese? Politely.
Okay. Yeah, we vote. Our taxes, that's your wages.
Watch your back.
How the hell you can stand and call yourself Australian is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Never seen more treasonous politician in my life.
So what is your big hope to take away from today? What do you think the accomplishment we can do today?
United we stand. Absolutely.
Well, there certainly seems to be a lot of unity here today.
Yes.
And the mood of today, how have you guys been finding the mood?
Positive, happy, peaceful.
Yeah. No shenanigans going on?
We're not interested. Yep. We're against the government, not any people.
That's it. No, it's been pretty peaceful actually. It's been pretty
great.
Good. Thank you very much, guys.
No worries.
It's so lovely to be here, and there's so many other people here as well.
Absolutely.
By Jingoes, we're really letting it all happen out here at WA.
Aren't we what? It's a huge crowd. Really, the people have rocked up nicely, which is great to see. What is the mood of the people? Because we've had a lot of propaganda going on, a lot of people saying today's not going to be a great day. What is the mood today that you've seen?
I've just seen people seem extremely happy that we're all here together, but they're frustrated with the government. It's not just mass migration, it's taxes, it's that the division, perhaps mainly in the media, that are creating issues that are dividing the people of Australia.
Have you seen much division here today?
No, only when we're going up Barrack Street.
Right.
And the police actually had that well under control.
Great.
And there really wasn't that many people there, which was on the other side of the street. But on the way up here, I took quite a lot of photographs, and the people were so united, oi, 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 and really like coming together. Like it's what we should do as Aussies.
Absolutely.
And it's a shame that the division that is being put in there to split us, especially before this march, when the media's been, going, oh, we're anti, we're racist, but we're not racist at all. We all love each other, and it's the love of the country and the love of the people I've noticed today. So
yeah, I would agree with that.
And it was it's great to be here. I came up from Albany. And best thing I did, I was a bit scared, how they were trying to frighten us. And I thought, no, stuff it. I knew that Richie was coming. And so I told him last week that I'd be here. So, yeah.
Excellent. Oh,
well done. And it's great that you're here as well, Jody.
Absolutely. It's about bringing, as you said, uniting the people, bringing them together, because this affects all of us. So our country's broken, time to get it back together.
And people first, hey.
Absolutely.
Go Jared Reddy. I just had to get that in there, okay?
Absolutely. Well, we need real policies that are actually going to be solutions, not empty promises.
And talking to the people here today, I think people are ready. They're ready for a change. They are sick of the uni party, okay? It's time Australia makes a change.
Thanks very much, Helen.
My pleasure.
Go around the back. Do you want to maybe sneak your way through? Why are you marching today?
To
make Australia better, brother.
make Australia better. We're here to make Australia better.
So what do you want? What does better look like for you?
More like
fit in or
it's like if you're not gonna try to fit in, then there's not really a place here.
So are you against immigration?
Yeah.
Completely?
Wrong type of immigration.
Sorry?
Wrong type of immigration.
So what's the right type?
Where they come in and assimilate and work and help in with the community and stuff like that, rather than causing a burden.
So it's not really against immigration, but mass immigration then?
Yeah, mass immigration. Look after Australia first before we look after anyone else.
Yep. So particularly with your future, what kind of things were you hoping to be able to achieve with your future?
Just get a good job, and be able to go outside without having to worry about things going on.
And all that. The rape and the assaults and stuff that are happening, not getting fixed. It's a big problem. Need to solve it.
Yep.
It's just it's getting overpopulation now. It's like this.
So we got a big country, some would say. Do we have not enough land?
Generation. How is he meant to buy a house?
You talking with your face open or not at all? Face open or not at all?
That's what I've seen him before.
Okay, and this is one thing. If you're going to be our future, Dale, we need you to stand up like your dad is and own it. Yeah? Absolutely. Would you like to say a few words, sir?
I'm just impressed with the turnout, really. Yeah, people finally, a lot more people coming out and voicing their opinion and their distrust and disheartenment with the government. It's just ridiculous the way that they're behaving and putting everyday Australians on the street. It's bullshit, absolute bullshit.
So what would your message be to Albanese today?
Just ease it up, stop the immigration until we get the housing shortage sorted. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, let's hope that he's actually hearing us today across the country.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with what's happening today because my mother and father during the Second World War endured the Russians and the Germans and went to northern Germany and came to Australia in 1949. My brother passed away. He's a Vietnam veteran and he fought for all this stuff and my family taught me good values. I worked all my life, never claimed a dole, and these people coming in and really taking advantage of the welfare system and the amount, how easy it is to bring the wrong people in, it's just wrong.
So when you're talking about wrong people, there is a wrong people and a right people, what would that look like?
Well, I think if you're putting machete bins in
Victoria for $330,000 each. But the bins aren't the problem, it's the people that you got them for. So that they need to vet it better, and if you're not interested in looking after us Australians, go back to where you come from. Go back. I'm the product of immigrants that worked hard, and so.
And what has the mood been here today? Because we've had a lot of media saying that today is going to be, a day that was potentially going to be a massive issue. What has been the mood of the people and the sense that you get from today?
I think the people have been extremely peaceful. I think the police have been good. They're chatty. They're not allowed to say, but I'm sure they're supporting us. It's been great here. No violence. Everybody seems to be happy. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's very Australian. That's how it feels.
Yeah. Australian spirit still strong, you think?
I think so. And what goes on is I'm retired now, and I think about the stuff I see on the media, and I got friends that are in Victoria, and I know what goes on up north. I got friends in the police and that, and they are told not to arrest certain bad people because it's too much problems, and should be we're all the same. If you're doing a crime, get arrested, do your time.
Yep.
Don't be special.
Yep.
I break the law, I do the time.
We're all on an even keel. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. What does your sign say?
Well, I love Australia. Why doesn't our government? It doesn't feel like they do with some of the policies they've got in place.
What are the main policies that are concerning you?
Well, I'm not having my head around the actual policies, but I don't like the fact that, people can come from another country and bring their nasty stuff with them. If they could come and not bring that, that's great. But I'll have to say, I was on the train coming up here today, and there was a couple sitting next to me, and they're Australians. He's from Germany, she's from Britain. And he said he's an Australian born in the wrong country. And they were coming up to march today because they can see what's happening in Australia has already destroyed their countries. And they don't want it to happen. That's why they came to Australia, to get away from it. So that tells a story. Why can't we learn from other people's mistakes? That's the bottom line.
So what would you like to see as an outcome from today?
I think reduced migration and a lot more emphasis on the right people, like people that want to come here and be Australian, not come here and be what they were, where they left from, but to come here and integrate and embrace Australians' lifestyle.
So do you think the screening process is up to standard?
Well, I'd say not. With some of the things that I've seen in the crime statistics, and I'd say not.
And your message to Albanese, what would you have him be told today?
Say goodbye and let Pauline take control.
Thanks very much for that one. Have a great day. My name's Kat. Kat. Oh, that's Kat. Yep. Lovely. It's great to meet you. So everyone speaks very highly of you. Thank you very much for coming out today and heading up and being one of the main speakers today. What was the message that you particularly wanted to have shared and to be able to put out today?
I really want to be very, very clear on this. We are a multicultural society. We've just got too much over-government overreach at the moment. We've got too much migration. So we don't want to stop migration. We want to slow it down to get our housing, our affordability, our hospital system, our school systems back on track. It will take years. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's important that we start somewhere, and we start with lowering massively our migration in Australia.
So what are some of the responses you've had, reiterated back to you today?
It's been really positive, actually. There's been obviously a couple of hecklers in the crowd there, but as a general rule, people are here with the same message in mind. We love Australia. We miss Australia. We don't want to go back in time. You've got to be careful you don't want to go backwards. We do want to move forwards, but we just want to keep some of those traditional Australian values in mind.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of the conversations I've been having today. Absolutely. And so one of the messages that if we could have Albanese here and for you to actually have that message be spoken to him, what would you say if he was here?
Take a look around you, mate. There are a lot of people here that know how hard you try to work for our country. Just listen to the people. Please, just listen to the people.
I think that's really one of the key components that has come out today. Representation. We have a parliament that was voted in and is being paid by taxpayers, and representation has been told to me again and again today that it's just non-existent. Hence the reason why we've got so many people come out today en masse to speak as one. Would you agree with that? What would your take and expectations be on what we should be expecting for representation?
I think we should be expecting more from our politicians. We should be holding them to account. But I also think we as people need to learn how to stand up for ourselves. And part of that's the voting system. We need to learn how to vote. So only 30% of us voted for the Labor Party. Yet they are overwhelming us in every parliament in Australia. So we need to be able to hold them to account. We need to be able to learn how to vote for the next elections so that we can make sure that we get the right people in the room.
So we've got 2.5 years between the next election. What would you like to see people then continue today? Obviously, today's been massive, but it can't end here.
No.
So what would be the next step that people can do going home from today?
Okay, the work has just begun, people. Very seriously, those that were here today and those that would like to have been here today, share with your friends. Talk to your friends, share the social media posts. Jump on Rod Cuddy's Facebook page, jump on the social media of the people that you know and like, and share that with your friends. Don't be afraid of having those conversations, because I think a lot of people actually agree with our message. They just don't understand what we're trying to say. So they're getting confused with racism. We're not a racist body at all. I love migration. I've got some great migrant friends. We just have to balance it.
Definitely needing to have better policy coming in, and the water table seems to be quite low at the moment, so it's good to see that we're starting to increase that. Thank you very much. Well, today's been a great day here in Perth. We've had a huge turnout, and the mood has been really one of unity and one of everybody just coming together in peace. Has been extremely stressed, and the way that people have behaved themselves has been really, really amazing. It's been a great environment. People have had a lot to say, and at the end of the day, the consensus is they're not against immigration, it's against mass immigration. It's against having our parliament represent us correctly and actually listen to the voice of the Australian people. And today, this is the voice of the Australian people that is speaking loud and clear. So it's the current policies that are failing us, and the outcomes are really being felt on a daily basis. And the people have spoken, not just here in Perth, but across Australia. So let's keep the pressure up onto our MPs and ask them, why are they not representing Australia? Let's have a look at our issues and get real policies in that will return Australia to the lucky country that it once was.